Hello everyone and welcome to the 60X Business Show. My name is Kitumaini and together with my guests, we have different conversations about business, entrepreneurship and life. This is the show you've been waiting for. Stay tuned. In today's conversation, my guest is an amazing entrepreneur. She's the CEO and founder of Total Care, which is a made in Rwanda manufacturer and seller of educational toys, as well as children accessories made of wood and other fabrics. And in the studio, she's none Rita. Rita, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
It's really a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Relax, it's going to be fun and it's going to be fine. So on the 60X, you'll be spinning the wheel and randomly we'll select a number and from there I will ask you a question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Over to you.
Okay.
What's your lucky number?
3.
3. Okay, let's see if you'll be able to get your lucky number during the course of the show. You missed it, but you got 7.
Yeah, it's good.
Wonderful. Can you tell me more who is Rita growing up as a little kid? What were your dreams and passion?
My name is Rita and I'm a founder of Total Care. When I was growing up, I always liked to do crafts, drawing and always fiddling with things around the house, and I always liked to discover things. And as I grew and I kind of found out early in my years that I wanted to be a businesswoman. And I always remember in high school telling my friends that I'm going to be a businesswoman no matter what. And wow. They remind me about that now.
Okay. Yeah. So when you were little kids playing around with your friends in back in the days, you always have that desire that one day I'd like to become a business lady, correct?
Yes, yeah. I always felt that I need to do something, like create things or help inspire others to do things. And I couldn't see myself sitting in the office working for someone for the rest of my life.
How I'm curious to learn more about those moments as a young girl. How did you feel dreaming bigger to become a businesswoman? And back then, did you envision that the business you'll be running will be something closer to Total Care?
It was hard because there was so many ideas in my head and I wasn't sure, but I knew I wanted to do something. I guess I got the inspiration from my mom. She was also an entrepreneur. And I don't think Total Care was one of my ideas. It came quite late. And when I realized, what we're doing today is what I wanted to do, I was very, very sure.
Wonderful. Yeah. What an amazing story. If you just join us, my guest is Rita. She's the founder of Total Care. And my follow-up question is still around Total Care. You started the business when you had your firstborn. What drove your decision back then? Can you tell us your journey and your story?
Yes, I started Total Care after having my first child. And I think being a mom and looking for the things that we're currently making today at that time was quite hard, and it was almost impossible to find the products that I wanted or I was looking for. And so it kind of struck in my head one day that why is it hard that we can't find these products here, especially products that are made out of wood and fabric. And we have a lot of wood in the country and there's lots of fabric. And so an idea came, and I was like, okay, instead of keep looking for those things, let me try and make something for my daughter and see. And so when I made, I think the first product I made was a play mat.
Yeah.
I wanted a nice, soft mat on the floor for her to play on, and when she falls, she doesn't really hurt herself. And so I made one, and I thought, wow, this is good. So I shared it with a few friends.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is wonderful. Can you also make for us?
Yeah.
And so, from there, I started making lots of different things. And later on, it grew into a business.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story. Let's spin the wheel for another round of questions. You got 7. It's going to be your next lucky number.
All right.
Let's roll the drums. Rita got 11.
Yeah.
Your products contribute a lot to the child development, especially with the critical thinking and problem solving. And because you have some of your a chunk of your buyers which are schools, can you tell us how does your product help in the educational of little kid?
So when we are designing our products, we look at different, aspects of education, and so we kind of trying to create them in a way that they will help children in different areas. For example, if it's math, then we'll have, puzzles or counting frames, and then if it's, to develop their fine motor skills, and then we create something related to that. So we look at all the different stages of a child's development, and then we see what could help, and also we get inspirations from other businesses or people that are producing toys overseas. What are they doing? And then we kind of create something in that way.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And why the focus on children education now?
Well, I love children, and so I feel us creating products for them is the one way of showing our appreciation and love to them. And also, it's a need. Yeah, there is a big need in the country for kids to use toys as they are growing. So it's kind of a wonderful way to entertain as well as educate a child along the way.
Wonderful. And do you think that childhood education to spark their critical thinking and creativity is imperative to start being nurtured from an early age? Yes,
yeah. I feel and believe that every child has an ability to learn and do wonderful things when they grow, and it needs to start early. I remember myself when I grew up, I didn't have many toys, but I had a few toys that I loved. And I would say, I remember, playing with beads, making bracelets, and, I was always busy with small things or stones or building in the backyard, house with mud and all of that. And the impact it has had on my life as I've grown up, goes back to that time.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that a child has access to all of that as they grow up, so that it helps them shape what their future will look like.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That is beautifully painted. And you're active online, and you have an e-commerce component to your business. Can you tell us about how was from your experience, the adoption of the purchasing power of some of your customers online, and how much percent of your revenues come from your online sales?
Going back to how Total Care started and how we became visible to different people, we started online. Our business didn't start in a physical shop. It started on Facebook. And so even though people still do not trust online businesses in Rwanda, they like to contact you, see what you're doing, then contact you and come and see what exactly you have, if it's equal to what you're posting online. So that's the kind of experience we have now. We have a lot of people that go first on our social media pages and website, and they have a look at what we are selling, and then they come to our physical shop and then they buy. And once they've seen exactly what we have, then they're most likely to go and buy online something they've already seen. Yeah. So the online sales are still not as high, but our online presence drives most of the customers to our shop.
So it's a combination of
it's
the two?
Yeah, so you can't just have a physical shop and not have an online presence, and or just an online presence. People are still, looking to experience or look physically what you have in order to kind of, trust you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And on from a marketing perspective, do you put most of your marketing efforts into, let's say, the word of mouth, the door to door, or you try to invest more into online to drive traffic from social media to your physical store?
We put a lot of effort online.
Okay.
Yeah, we know that online always drives even physical visits from our customers. So we try and make sure that we are updated on our social medias. Any kind of new product we have created, we post there so people can see. And then you always see customers, when they come in the shop and they're like, I've seen this online, do you have it? I've seen it. This is how much you say it is. Is it the same in the shop? You're like, yeah. So it's kind of like, it helps them to know what to expect from your shop.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's spin the wheel for another round of question. You got 7, 11. What's your next lucky number?
Let me see if I get
I always like
my
the combination of 7, 11. You
back
got
to
7. You spin
Maybe that's
again.
Oh, okay. Let me go slow and see if 10.
That's
is fine.
Wonderful. We've seen during this pandemic a lot of business being affected. I guess your business was also affected because you have different target customers. Can you share with us what are some of the learnings that you've acquired from this pandemic that's going to help you even in your strategic plan going forward?
Yeah, we were affected by the pandemic.
Yeah.
We were really worried in 2020 when we were not sure how to go forward about it. But we quickly changed our mindset about what's happening and started thinking on how we can survive. And so, we kind of increased our presence online during that time. We were in lockdown, and of course, when people were not coming to the shop, we improved our website and made sure that people could easily reach us through our online presence. And also kind of thought of a different way to drive, the business, because, our previous way of working had changed, and we were facing, issues of, reduction in customers. So I would say focusing on our online presence increased, kind of widened our market. I think it was during the 2020 lockdown that we kind of started attracting market from outside the continent. And so we started preparing for export market.
Wow.
And so we were able to achieve that in 2021. This year in, I think it was May, we got in contact with a shop in the US that is producing kind of African look or feel clothes and toys and all of that. And so we got in touch and we started producing toys for them. And so it has kind of gone on now. We are preparing for a second export and also negotiating with other shops overseas. And so it was a good way for us to actually get out of Africa and start spreading across the world.
Perfect.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations for
Thank you.
exporting to the US market.
Yeah.
Are there other markets that the company you targeting to maybe export to in the future?
We are targeting shops because we are positioning ourselves as a production hub in Rwanda. And so any kind of shop that is looking to, create their own products, but they want to produce from Rwanda, then we are ready. We're looking for those shops that need to move their production, hopefully from China one day to Rwanda, and then we can produce them from here.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And if you just join us, my guest is Rita, and she's the CEO and founder of Todo Care, and it's a manufacturing company here in Rwanda that sells mainly in Rwanda, educational toys and children accessories made of wood and other fabrics. And I would like to know what are the challenges that your business is facing during this pandemic, and how are you solving them?
Of course, we've had a huge reduction in sales, and so our cash flow has been tight, and also we had plans to expand the business and invest in more machines, but of course it's almost impossible now. And so what we are doing is kind of trying to get back on track to where we were before the pandemic, and then try and see how we can try and reach our set goals back then in the near future. But for the moment, it's about getting back on track and staying alive.
Interesting. Yeah. Let's spin the wheel for another round of questions. You got 7, 11, 10.
Yeah.
What's your next lucky number?
Let me see.
Let's see if you...
8.
8. Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, how does it feel to be an entrepreneur?
It is very fulfilling. It's something that it is quite stressful as well, managing the business and making sure that everything stays running. But it kind of brings that sense of fulfillment. Even if things are not going well, it doesn't matter, because you have a way to kind of drive things in a different way. You have a space to kind of think creatively and grow, and it's just amazing. And so I can say I've really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed working with different people, meeting customers and getting to know them, and also growing from their ideas. We've had a lot of input from our customers and friends, and it's been a really wonderful journey, despite all the ups and downs in the business.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you get most of your raw materials locally. How easy and costly is for you to access the raw materials that you use in your product?
It is easy because we have a lot of wood in Rwanda, and I think the systems or channels in which wood is supplied in a country is quite easy and clear. But also it's quite expensive. The prices of getting the wood is quite expensive, as well as the fabric. I think for the fabric, the challenges is having limited types of fabric. So if you want to create something that is different from what the market has in terms of fabric is quite hard. So it means you have to kind of see how to get them in the country. But yeah, it's not too bad. I'm hoping that as the government puts more effort in bringing in the raw materials that we need, it's going to get easier.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you've been running your company for the last 6 years. What do you think has contributed to your success to reach this far?
Yeah, I'd say the support from our customers has been amazing. We've had a lot of input, encouragement, and guidance from our customers, and that has really, really helped us. And also, we've had trainings from government or private institutions on how to manage business, and yeah, that has helped us. And also, yeah, just learning from what other businesses are doing across the world and seeing what's trending and what people are focusing on. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's spin the wheel for another round of question. You got 7, 11, 6, 11. Is that one?
Looks like one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rita got number 1. Can you tell me what motivates you in life?
It's my family. I do really enjoy spending time with my family and children, and yeah, and also the people that I work with, as well as the customers.
Okay, so your
Yeah.
family, your team, and the customers.
Yeah.
Interesting combination.
Yeah.
And to be able, what are the things that you wish you knew before embarking into this business journey?
I think I wish I had, studied more about business and also about, carpentry. It's something that I never thought that would come across in my life. But, we work with wood a lot, and so we have to keep on learning and finding out new ways and techniques to produce our products. And so I don't know, maybe if I would have accepted to do carpentry at that time, but it's something that would be quite useful today. And also, studying about business management, yeah.
Okay. How affordable and accessible are your product to your customers?
They are affordable, but still not very affordable to everyone. And of course, we have one shop in the whole of Kigali, so it's not enough. But it's quite clear, and we try and help people on how to reach us. And yeah, of course, we are very present online. Yeah, we are hoping and looking, a way to kind of grow the business so that we can produce enough and also, push down the prices so that many children can access our products.
And you say that you have different segmentation of buyers, including schools and different other individuals. How much percent of the revenue what percentage of the revenue contribute a lot to your sales?
The individual, like families or people who are buying gifts, makes a big percentage of our sales. And then that's about 60%. And then we are working with schools and NGOs that help work with children. And so that kind of brings in the rest of 40% of our revenues.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And in terms of thinking long term, what is your long term plan of the company?
We are looking to expand the business, to expand our production, and that's like one of top priorities, because our goal is to have our products reach as many children as we can in the country, and also be able to service the export markets. And also we kind of growing the team and moving the business from rented properties to our own. So we're kind of looking for a way to achieve that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for any of your potential customers, if there is anyone watching now, what message would you tell them?
We are looking forward to meet you and work with you. We are very open-minded and always looking for new ideas to create. And we encourage you to come and get in touch with us and visit us and see what we're doing and see how we can work together.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And for a young girl watching you now, what are like top 3 advice that you can share with them about life and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I would encourage young girls out there to, invest their time and think creatively and look at different problems that we have around us, and see how they can turn those problems into solutions. There is like so many things, so many ways to create businesses today, and in our country they have a huge opportunity. The country is encouraging women to be in business, and they should take that advantage. And also, don't be shy, just go for it. If you want to do something, go ahead and start. You cannot wait for the perfect moment. Any time is the time to start.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And we'd like to get to know more about the personal side of Rita. Other than making money and leading your team, what are the other things you're passionate about?
Well, when I'm not working, I try and spend as much time as I can with my family, my children. Yeah. We like to, play a lot and, go for holidays and try and, explore our country. They are very, very passionate about exploring different places, and so that's what I spend most of my time doing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are like your favorite places in the country?
We do like to go to the lakes. So like Kivu or Mohazi, we like to spend time by the lake. And also my children love, petting animals. So there is places that we go to and they can, play with animals or
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me wrap up this conversation with my last question. What if you could start over in business again and make money? What business would you start and why?
I think I still do total care.
Why?
Yeah.
Is it a lucrative, profitable business?
Yes. It has a huge potential. It's like it has so much room for growth, and also it's really interesting, and to me it's more than just a business. It's almost like a hobby. When I'm working, I am happy. I feel that I'm using my time well, and I don't see any other business that I would rather do than doing what I'm doing today.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And by that, we are coming to the end of this conversation. My guest was Rita, who is the CEO and founder of Total Care. Thanks a lot for making the show.
Thank you too. It was a pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The conversation continue on social media using the hashtag 60xbusiness. Till next time, be safe, wear your mask, wash your hands. My name is Kitumaini, and you're watching KC2.